Welcome everybody to a new My Hero Academia video. And guys, today I wanted to bring Stain to you on PvP. You know, everybody knows that Stain, or at least that's the word on the street, right? That Stain is a master of PvP. So this is my experience. What you are seeing on the screen right now is pathetic, I know, but it's basically just my first, well, not my first, I'm lying. It's my second attempt at PvP with Stain. I did try him when I just pulled him. I played 2 or 3 games, but today is when I actually got serious trying Stain on PvP. So I'm just gonna give you my impressions of it. Okay, so I think we should start with I should tell you guys that Stain seems to be pretty nerfed when it comes to PvP. Well, not pretty nerfed, but a little bit nerfed. So a couple of things that I've noticed, at least, right? So one is that so his quirk only allows you to dodge and hit once, which actually sucks quite a lot, because you know, like, it's so difficult to actually charge your vigor. In fact, I didn't manage to do it in this whole entire video. I couldn't do it. And so I think these are like 4 or 5 games, 4 games I think, and I couldn't charge his vigor, not even once. I was using his Q quite a lot because I do think his Q is very useful in PvP. So maybe that's it, but I didn't manage to, and so, you know, like, that added to the fact. So I'm getting mixed up, I'm sorry. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, so it's pretty hard on its own. Even on PvE, it's pretty hard without his quirk to charge his vigor. Okay, so the fact that in PvP you're only allowed to use it once kind of sucks a lot, because when you use your quirk, you charge 30% of your bar. So when you're playing PvE, in order to charge your bar to full, you basically need to hit your 3 dodges with your quirk, right? And then you need to land your E, and then you know, also land your auto attacks after your E, right? Your enhanced E auto attacks. So you know, it's quite a little bit of work, right, on PvE. So, you know, on PvP, landing your abilities is a lot harder, and you only get 1 dodge. So I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, again, I was using my Q quite a lot, so that might have just been it, and I just couldn't really pay too much attention to how much, you know, my bar was charged or not, because, you know, it's PvP. So yeah. Anyways. So yeah, that is one of the nerfs for Stain. And the other one that I noticed, actually there's 2 more. One more that I noticed is that his daggers, he doesn't shoot 4 or 5 daggers, I think it is, that he shoots on PvE. Well, in PvP he only shoots 1 dagger, and you need to land it. So, you know, that's pretty difficult, not gonna lie, that's pretty difficult. So yeah, you can see right there that I actually locked a Kirishima with my enhanced E auto attacks, and I was still charging so little. My vigor was charging so little. But yeah, as you can see, I do use my E quite a lot because I do find it very useful. Some people told me that it's very difficult to use it on PvP because, you know, people engage you when you're trying. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, right? So obviously people are gonna try to engage you if you're just standing there and then, like, all of a sudden you try to use your Q. Obviously you know, the name of the game is just juking your opponent, right? Like playing mind games and trying to fit it in like at whatever point you can, right? So, like, I don't know, that's like saying, you know, like, I can't land, I don't know, Midoriya's W. Well, you know, like, you just have to know when to use it. You can see that I use my Q quite effectively. Well, never mind. But you will see in the video that I do use my Q quite effectively, but I don't think his Q is bad. In fact, I think his Q was made for PvP instead of PvE. On PvE, it's pretty, like, meh, you know, because bosses have hyper armor, so, you know, your Q is, I don't know, it's really not that good, unless you go with the talents that, you know, prevent you from, you know, prevent the enemy from breaking you while you're doing your Q, basically. I mean, that's the only way that I can see it sort of viable in PvE, but I really think that his Q is mostly for PvP, to be completely honest. And yeah, you do need to know how to use it and time it correctly, right? Like, that's like every single ability of every character. That's like, it's like saying, you know, like, oh, Kirishima, I can't land my Q with Kirishima because I don't know, it's bad or something. No, it's like, well, bro, you need to know when to use your Q. But anyways, I'm repeating myself. So yeah. And the last nerf to Stain that I noticed is his enhanced W auto attacks. You know, in PvE you're allowed to use your enhanced W auto attacks 4 times, or 10 seconds, or 6 seconds. It really depends on your talents. But pretty much you are able to use it on you know, a minimum of 4 times, right? If you don't know, your enhanced W auto attack is the one that dashes you back and forth. So in PvP, you're on. That's so sick. I love that. I love landing an enhanced E auto attack. That's so sick. I love it. So yeah, you can only use your enhanced W auto attacks twice in PvP, which is pretty bad. You can see right there. See, for example, okay, here's another good use for your Q, right? Your Q actually brings Uraraka down from the sky, so from floating. So that's amazing. That's great. Guys, some characters like can't do anything at all when Uraraka is flying. Aizawa comes to mind, for example, right? Aizawa is such a great character, but if Uraraka starts flying, you're done. Look at that. See? If Uraraka starts flying when you're using Aizawa, you just stand there like a doofus, right? But like you know, characters that can actually bring her down from the sky are pretty decent. So yeah, and also Stain has 3 charges on his Q, so you're pretty much guaranteed to bring her down. You can see I killed her in the air. So yeah, that's very good. So other than that, I think Stain is actually pretty good. I feel like he's easier to use than Aizawa is, for sure. I really do think so. You can see that was a sick W. He definitely is a lot easier to use than Aizawa, in my opinion, honestly. Look at that. Ah, I love that. That's so satisfying. I love that. But yeah, he still requires quite a bit of skill, right? It's not brain dead like Midoriya or All Might, right? He still requires quite a bit of skill, in the sense that you need to know how to time your abilities, just like I did with that Q. That Kirishima Q just ended the match with 1 Q. That's it. I love that. So yeah, you do need a little bit of skill to actually time your abilities correctly, especially your W, because like I said, I think I shoot it right here. Yeah, see, it's only 1 instead of 5, which is fair, right? Like a whole cone would be almost impossible to miss if you shoot it right as the fight starts. So it is fair, but you know, it's kind of frustrating because, you know, like Stain has like some things that are extremely good in PvE and some things that are extremely good in PvP, and they're they exclude each other, right? So like his E is amazing in PvP, but it's pretty useless in PvE, right? In fact, you should cancel it when you're in PvE. And his Q is amazing in PvP, but it's pretty terrible in PvE. So, you know, the fact that he has, you know, he's he has like 1 foot on each mode, right? And they also nerfed him on PvP. It's kind of I don't know. It's not that great, but yeah, in terms of matches, I think he's very good against Uraraka, which is awesome. Any character that's good against Uraraka is it's gonna be great in my book. I haven't faced any Momos, thankfully. Actually, recording these matches was a pain, guys, a pain, because I don't know what's up with people today, but they were like quitting, or some people were disconnected, or you know, like some people would disconnect halfway through the match. Some people were just disconnected and just standing there the whole time, and I just killed them. Some people quitting, some people playing like Aizawa like a rat, you know, putting caltrops on the floor and then just trying to drag you in. So yeah, it was actually quite hard to find these matches. So but yeah, I couldn't find a single Momo or a single All Might, so I can't really tell you how he is against those characters. If I had to say off the top of my head, I would say they're pretty tough. Maybe Momo is probably just pretty much a lot of skill. All Might, I would say it's probably incredibly difficult, because All Might has hyper armor all the time. He has hyper armor so much of the time. And so like landing an E on All Might, that is a feat worth of the history books, I imagine, right? Like, I'm just guessing here because I didn't face any All Mights, but I'm like, from my experience in PvP, you guys know that I love playing PvP, I played a lot. So from my experience in PvP, I can tell you guys that I think that probably landing an E on All Might is a feat for the history books, I'm telling you. Because All Might just has so much hyper armor, it's just so annoying. But yeah, I mean, you guys can see other than All Might, I think any other character he probably has not that hard of a time, right? Except obviously against a good Aizawa. Aizawa is obviously always going to destroy your face, especially if they're good. You know, the problem with Aizawa are the Caltrops, because, you know, you're just gonna step on the Caltrops inevitably, because Stain has a lot of dashes, right? So, you know, your God close against your enemy are just all dashes, right? So, yeah, it's gonna be hard. Also, Aizawa has a lot of mobility, so landing your W is gonna be hard, landing your E is going to be hard. So, yeah, I would say probably the worst matches for Stain are going to probably be Aizawa and All Might. So, yeah. I think so. Alright, and I wanted to bring you guys over to the both tier lists. I'm gonna show you the my PvP and my PvE tier list, and so I just wanted to update them. I didn't want to make a whole other video making the whole tier list again, considering that I just released both tier lists like last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. So yeah. So this is the PvP tier list, and like I was telling you guys, I don't think he's going to do very well against the top two, which are All Might and Aizawa, so I really think Stain is going to be on A. He is very, very solid, very, very good, but he is still a solid A, right? You know, he's gonna do, I think he will do okay against Momo. I think so. I believe so. It's probably gonna be very, very skill oriented, a very skill oriented match, right? But against All Might, he's just going to struggle so much, and Aizawa too. Aizawa is going to be hard to land his abilities, and it's going to be hard to make them work against All Might. So I think he's a solid A. You know, this is not organized from right to from left to right, right? So don't take it as he is the worst in A. In fact, out of all the A characters, I would think he's probably first. I would think he's just right there at the edge, right, almost being an S character, but he just loses against All Might and Aizawa, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. And then for the PvE tier list, I'm actually going to put him on. I want to put him on B, to be completely honest, guys. I might change my mind when I play with him a little bit more. But you know, like, his Q is kind of useless because bosses have hyper armor. His E is useless against bosses because they have hyper armor. So, you know, those are two abilities down, right? But I mean, his Q is not useless. You'll still deal damage, right? Compared to his E. With his E, you won't do anything. You'll just float in the air doing nothing. You know, his enhanced auto attacks will work, so that's why you should cancel your E and just use the enhanced auto attacks. But you know, the fact that you can't use him to his full potential in PvE, right, is you know, like, I don't know. He's just, I really think he's just gonna be a B on PvE, to be completely honest. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment. Do you agree, do you disagree? Have you tried Stain on PvP? What do you think? Have you had any luck? Please let me know, guys, if you played against All Might, against Momo, how did it go? And yeah, subscribe if you'd like more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.